Well, it was a day without a major injury on the Mets, right? So that's a win at this point now, Mets fans, right? The Mets is struggling to get through this spring training with all the injuries, and they really can't take any more as far as the starting pitching goes. They are going to be stretched to the max now with Manaea out, which is a big out, with Montas out. Montas is not going to be back, we told you, until probably around June, because he's not going to start his, spring training until the end of May or end of April. Now, Manaea, they're saying it's going to be April, end of April. I'll believe it when I see it. I've heard end of April many, many times, and it's been June, July, or never. We heard May for Senga last year, and it was never. He came back for one start, and then one start in the playoffs, and that was it. Now, you got three guys who are set in the rotation, right? You got Senga, Holmes, and Peterson. Those guys are going to be in. They all have question marks. Like we said, Senga only one start last year. Peterson and Holmes, question marks, injuries and stuff in the past, all that stuff. Then you got competing for the two other spots. You got Blackburn, who they got at the trade deadline from Arizona last year. You got Canning, and you got McGill. It's probably going to be McGill and Blackburn. That's going to be my guess. Neither one of them are really stand out or jump out at you, but they're going to have to make do. Listen, this is the bed that they made for themselves, because they went to bottom barrel shopping on the pitching. It worked last year. They were hoping to catch lightning in a bottle again, and now right off the bat, you got injuries. So we'll see how it goes. They're not going to go out and get Quintana, which I think would be a good idea now, especially with the second injury, especially with Manaea now. Because they know. I mean, listen, you say April, like I said, you say April, but it usually is longer. And in this division with the Braves and with the Phillies, you can't start behind the 8 ball again. You can't spot them 5 or 6 game lead and then expect for them to kind of fade away and you to play unbelievably again. That's what happened last year, and you can't have that happen again. So they have to figure this out. They have to get it going. And, are they going to be able to? I hope so. I like to hope so. Now, today in some positive news for the Mets, Brett Beatty with a home run. He's been playing well. Beatty's been playing well. I'm not a big Beatty guy. He's going to have to switch positions. You're looking at second base this year. Siri also hit a home run. Siri is a power hitter who's a swing and miss guy, strikeout guy, or all or nothing, home run or strikeout type of player. Plays a good center field. He hit a long home run today, so 2 home runs from Beatty. But the main thing here is get through healthy. Don't have any more injuries, and that's got to be the main focus of this spring training, right? You can't fall apart in spring training. Head north with a makeshift skeleton crew in this division and expect to be okay, come out of it okay, and still in a race. Now, you're not going to win or lose a World Series or a division title here in February and March, but you don't want to put yourself behind the 8 ball, and that's what the Mets have been doing. You got the injuries, the Montas, Manaea, of course, in the pitching. You got Magical, who he's going to be gone for a while with the dislocated, broken bone in the shoulder. So let's just hope that they can make it through without any other major injuries. Soto's hitting, Alonso's been hitting in spring. Take that from that where you will. Is it good? Is it bad? It's indifferent. These guys are going to hit to the back of their baseball card. They are. But the injuries on the pitching staff on what was already a questionable pitching staff is very, very big, and they can't suffer anymore. And if I was the Mets, I would go out and I would get yourself Quintana or something, because you lost Quintana, you lost Severino, you lost a lot here. And you kind of bottom of the barrel. You got Manaea back, he's out. Senga pitched 1 start last year, and it was like 5 innings. So the Mets got to get it together. They got to start getting it together right now. So that's your Mets spring training report for today. No more injuries. That's the good news. They got a couple home runs. They got Beatty still hitting. Siri hit a home run. Alonso and Soto are really raking so far to start the spring. Some good things, some bad things. No more injuries. You can't suffer any more injuries. Brett and I will be down there next week. We'd also like to thank everybody who participated in the locked up loot. The first locked up loot yesterday was found at City Field under the shoe of the Tom Seaver statue. We will have multiple ones coming up, more this week, probably tomorrow, maybe the next day as well. Any day. They could drop anytime. So make sure you tune in. Leave us a review. Every little bit helps. I'm Bob Walters from the Brian Gunzel Studios. See you next time, everybody. See ya.